Alrighty, folks, we're gonna be hopping on to set 3 now, which is gonna be Heist on Kaboom Canyon. Now, Rival Esports, they didn't really want to leave Crazy Raccoon with much of a chance in the last set, did they? The draft for the last set nearly took as long as the actual game did. The Brawl Ball was just too much for Crazy Raccoon to handle, and it's just too much in the comfort zone of Rival Esports. But Heist is gonna be way more dependent on the mechanics of these two teams, as I've observed from the bans here. A lot of the no skill high burst damage brawlers are banned out here. We got the Chuck, we got the Melody, and we of course got the two hypercharge brawlers, Colette and Crow. Crow essentially taking out 40% of the safe in one hypercharge, and Colette taking out 25% of the safe in one hypercharge. So yeah, this matchup is going to be dependent on the mechanics. We've got Rival Esports picking up the Angelo here as their first pick, which is just fantastic. For me, I feel like that's a must ban or an insta pick if it's not banned, and Rival Esports have done that. Crazy Raccoon respond with the Gale and the Charlie here. Not two very great brawlers in Heist. They're more control oriented and they don't really have much burst damage, but I do see the synergy there. Obviously, Gale has been known to pop up on this map quite a few times, especially for that jump pad right into the mid. You can sort of spring a tank into the mid and it allows them to just get easy entry instead of going all the way around and leaving yourself vulnerable to these long range ideas that Rival are bringing in here. Jesse and the Lola, very interesting as well. I feel like Jesse is seen more on the lower end of ladder and ranked games, especially because of that gadget, the spark plug gadget, which overcharges that turret and just allows it to shoot super fast and melt down that safe. But I feel like at a professional level, that turret is not going to be allowed to stay up for very long. And we've got the Lola and the BB coming in for Crazy Raccoon and Rival Esports as their last picks. And those two picks show me that yeah, this matchup is going to be completely dependent on mechanics. Who can hit their shots, who can move around the situation. And I feel like, yeah, that BB is definitely going to test Tensai and his movement, which I don't doubt that he has great movement, but he's going to really have to try here, as he just tries to move up here and gets instantly taken down. Saitampo slotting in on this upper right hand corner, pops the spiders, tries to stay up here, but he just can't. I feel like this Rival Esports comp is really oppressive with the damage that they can pump out here. However, Crazy Raccoon, they do have the movement and they do have the utility. So let's see how this goes. Rival Esports already chipping down that safe just a little bit. Both saves at 94% here. Tensai just jumping in. I feel like he doesn't really have much of a choice because he cannot go around those outside edges because he will just get shredded down here. Shu popping slowing gadget here, which is the smart choice as that turret is not going to stay up for very long, or at least not long enough to get a valuable amount of damage onto the safe with the spark plug gadget. Moya takes down from the poison from the Angelo. I feel like Milk Rayo is going to get a ton of value here. Look at Tensai go. Look at the genius right there. He's just dodging around the situation, gets the kill as well, and also survives on very low HP here. Rival Esports, I feel like they need an answer here for that BB. If Tensai can just get into position, pop that gadget at the right time, he can just walk in, get those heals, and just swing that safe down, swing the whole Rival Esports comp down here. Tensai jumping in again, gets taken down though. I feel like it's a very just 50-50 trade situation here with Tensai. He never knows when he's gonna die, because jumping into what Rival Esports have, he could either get shredded down in 1 second or he could survive it out. Tensai does have the hypercharge now as well. Saitempo just gonna be dealing some chip damage onto that safe. Nothing too crazy here. Tensai pops the hypercharge. He's getting that damage boost as well. Look at the damage raining in. Moya as well with the damage gear. 13 seconds left. Rival Esports need to push up now. They do take care of Moya, but with 5 seconds left, can they do it? The damage is not too far off. The clone gets placed down. Milk Rayo gets the shots off. 1 second. It's a tie. 58 to 58%. Rival Esports managed to equalize it and cause a draw on Heist, which is very rare considering it is a percentage based mode. Every percentage matters, and I feel like Crazy Raccoon are gonna be kicking themselves a little bit about that one. If they'd gotten just even a single percentage at any push down the line, they could have stopped that draw from happening. However, I feel like Crazy Raccoon are still gonna be confident here. They did manage to work their comp to perfection, and I feel like they're gonna wanna play the same strategy here, but just make some refinements here and there. Maybe avoid a death here and there, and they'll be fine. I think they know that as well. Moya already got that jump pad set up, allowing Tensai to jump in here. Crazy Raccoon have all the mid control, not really getting much damage though. Saitempo goes down, the bubble does get a hit onto the safe. Comes back to Tensai as well, but he goes down. Moya, the only one left standing, uses the super to take down Milk Rio. Melty as well, gonna be firing down into the mid. And I feel like it's a pretty stalematey start here. Pretty much no damage has been done, except for a little bit on Rival Esports. Milk Rio hitting those taps as usual. Shu gonna get the first shred of damage for Rival Esports here. Tensai gonna keep jumping in. Melty gonna try and hold them back here with that Lola spray. Moya is very low, he goes down. Tensai goes down. That is a full team wipe. Rival Esports are a bit far back though. Let's see if they can translate this into some damage. They do end up getting a respectable amount of damage here. Tensai kind of baiting out the jump pad, steps on it, but doesn't actually fly into the mid. He is getting tapped up a lot here. Shu does pop the hypercharged turret right there. It's going to be pretty hard to dislodge. However, Moya does do a good job there. Tensai again, baiting the jump pad. I feel like he wants to trick Rival Esports into thinking he's going to jump, maybe force out some positioning. Tensai, he nearly slips away there. Milk Rio doesn't let him go though. Shu does pop the turret in the mid, and we're back to that stalematey position with both teams fighting for positioning. Big pushback there from Moya. Keeps Milk Rio quite low. Saitempo is also very low. Same with Moya on the bottom left. Moya is just not allowed to push up here, is he? Melty is just keeping him super low. Hypercharged turret gets placed down for the tanking. And I feel like Crazy Raccoon can't really do anything here. I feel like they would also want to do what Rival did to them in the last game. Bring out a draw, or maybe even win this one. But they're just too far back. And Rival's defense is too good. As you can see, Milk Rio is pretty excited, and I would be too, after that draw in the first round, and then a pretty convincing win in the second round. Now, if I were Crazy Raccoon, I think I would potentially play things a little bit more aggressively. Off the start, maybe try and get that positioning, and then just push in, try and get as much damage as you can, before Rival Esports have a chance to build up their utility. And that's exactly what they're doing here. Saitempo, Moya taking the flanks, Tensai rushing right up the mid, and the damage is pouring in. He goes down, but he made enough space for his teammates to start getting the damage in. Saitempo, Moya still alive. Moya with the damage gear. You cannot leave that Gale on the safe. Look at that, 2,800 per main attack shot. He's still there. He's still there. He's still going. He gets Shu as well. 44% left on the safe. However, Tensai had enough time to respawn and run all the way up the map to deal even more damage. 26% left, and this is a great respawn cycle here for Crazy Raccoon. However, I think they will be stopped here unless Moya has something to say about it. They need to pinch him out right now before Tensai comes back and starts dealing even more damage. Moya is still alive. He does go down, but Tensai does clear up Shu, and he's just getting even more damage. 11% done on the safe within the first minute for Crazy Raccoon. This is exactly what they need to be doing here. They need to be going up aggressive at the beginning and deny Rival Esports from charging up their utility too fast. Saitempo hits a beautiful long range super right there. Shu with the hypercharged turret does place it down. I wouldn't be too worried if I was Crazy Raccoon though, as Shu is not running the speed up gadget for the turret. So you can pretty much just leave it there. 11% remaining on the safe of Rival Esports. Crazy Raccoon can take a little breather here, but not for long, as they should probably be thinking about formulating one more coordinated push here and then they can end it for this round. Tensai, again, baiting the use of that jump pad here. Gonna try and use his movement to push up. He does catch Shu off guard with the amazing hypercharge pop right there, and he's just gonna be swinging at the safe, and that is gonna be it. Phenomenal work from Crazy Raccoon. The way they just went so aggressive off the start, I don't think Rival was expecting it. Tensai jumping in and both of his teammates taking the flanks. Just phenomenally done. Again, Rival were caught off guard there. However, they now know that this is a strategy that Crazy Raccoon can employ. So I feel like they'll be ready for it. Tensai, again, jumping right into the mid, and he wastes a gadget there as he gets bursted down. Moya and Saitempo gonna try and hold this mid, but they both get popped instantly. Tensai gonna avoid jumping into the mid to try and just delay the inevitable here, which is more damage coming in from Rival Esports. Shu now trying to get a super. Probably want to play a more defensive turret here as he is running the slow. Tensai again is just getting tortured in this mid. He probably wants to just make some space for his teammates, but he can't because he's constantly being scouted out here by all the Rival Esports members. However, he does get a nice sneak attack onto Shu, but doesn't decide to pursue it any further. He's going to be moving onto the right side now onto Melty. Great movement, bounce off the wall there from the bubble as well. Doesn't hit the save though. Saitempo takes down the turret, but he does go down as well. Moya now also utilizing the jump pad to try and get into the mid. He will end up going down to the poison as well. Tensai just gets shredded. They are getting traded out right now. And Rival Esports, this is their chance to get even more damage. 30% down, and Milk Rayo gonna keep firing down onto that safe. I feel like he's been such a vital part of this Rival Esports comp here. He is also running the Pierce gadget, which allows him to shoot through those spiders and perhaps get an unexpected 4.4k shot onto an unsuspecting member of Crazy Raccoon. However, Saitempo has prime positioning on this top right corner. He's just gonna get some chip damage. You can't leave him. Rival Esports? Rival? You cannot leave Saitempo on your safe. He's just going to town. Saitempo is just going to town. He's already equalized it and he's done more damage. He's still there. Milk Rayo does eventually clear him up. Saitempo does take the save from 100% to 47%. That might have been a blunder there from Rival Esports. The turret gets placed down, does get the slow onto Tensai. Moya does get a huge super. Milk Rayo is on 60 HP. Saitempo does get the Raccoon onto Melty. Can they do anything here? Rival Esports are struggling to push up the map. Tensai with the movement, Moya in the middle. That's going to stop Rival Esports from pushing up. And Crazy Raccoon take this set. What a fantastic play from Crazy Raccoon. All three of them. I don't know how they won that. For the first time, let's take a look at the stats for this game. Looking at those stats, you would think that Rival Esports took this set. But then you look at the bottom left, and you see that Crazy Raccoon has 2 sets, and Rival Esports only has 1. 32 kills for Milk Rayo, 21 for Melty, 17 for Shu. This shows that stats are not everything, and Crazy Raccoon just played the objective better than Rival.